Hello, everyone. Okay, I believe we can start slowly. My name is Sergey. I'm teacher of front-end development course in TechStart School, and today we'll give second lesson in free course coding basics. So before we start, please raise hand who was in the previous coding basic lessons. Okay, AJ, good. Okay, Dmitry. Anatoly, Julia, Slav. No? Okay, that's okay. So if you, I am, okay. Okay, good. If you were on the previous lesson, this lesson will be much easier for understanding, but anyway, I'll try to explain as much as possible with good examples, and I believe everyone will understand about what we're talking today. So let me tell about myself before we start. I'm developer, yeah, except of teaching in TechStart. I'm developer. I started my IT career as QA automation engineer in small non-profit company. So in this company, I became developer, and after it, I was working in Microsoft, and currently I'm working in HP, Hewlett Packard. So yeah, it is my small career path. So before we start, I would like to hear maybe someone has any questions about homework. Is everything understandable? Like, okay, let's go one by one. I will pick someone. Please introduce yourself and ask any question if you have, or say no questions if not. AJ, could you start, please?
Yeah. I'm sorry, what did you want us to talk about?
So just introduce yourself.
Oh, sure.
Name, something like that, and ask any questions if you have from the previous lesson or homework.
Yeah, no, my name is AJ. The previous lesson was pretty straightforward. We pretty much focused on learning variables and data types. So it was kind of good to get that introduction. I actually work in the field. I'm a QA engineer who's really looking to try to learn automation. And I'd like to sort of go into that direction. But I know that we need some of the coding basics to do that. And it was interesting because when I was looking at some things my devs were putting together, I did notice the const variables in some of their scripting and writing. So that was pretty cool to recognize that.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And before we continue, maybe you can say us what is variable in this case.
Yeah. Yeah. So from my understanding, from the brief little lesson that we had, variables is kind of like a box or storage. We create variables and decide what data type the variable will be. So there are three types: const, lent, and var. And yeah, that's what I've got. It's like a math.
Yeah, that's correct.
Keywords. You got to use keywords to do it.
Exactly. Good job. Good job. Okay, thank you very much, AJ. So, Anatoly, could you continue, please?
I don't have question at all.
That's great. That's great. Okay, Dmitry, maybe you.
Yeah, I'm like Anatoly. I would say I'm new to the field. Like most of it is new to me, but based on the first lesson, like it's all straightforward. Like I have clear understanding. It just like require practicing to like just memorize it. Like just do it just like that. But other than that, like there's like no dilemmas.
That's good. So maybe you can say us you can name us data types which you know.
Yep. From my understanding, there are 8 in total, and most important are 6, which are, what are they? The first one is string, I believe. Yes, the string, which basically can contain like some text and quotes, numeric,
Number, just number.
number. Yeah, numbers can contain some numeric data type, like any numbers. What else? Undefined is either can just don't have anything at all, or can consist its own word as undefined. Object is consists of pair, key plus value. What else? I two that we don't really pay attention much towards to. It's a big int. It's something with numbers, like big numbers, and another one is the symbols. And I think I'm missing maybe one, right? Which is
so one more symbol, and now it's
now,
something
yeah,
between
not a number, right?
undefined and object, something between them. It is not exactly nothing, but it is not really object. So it is now. Yeah, you will know about it.
Oh yeah,
more
and a
during the
boolean,
course,
right?
yeah.
Boolean, the most important one.
Exactly.
Yeah, true and false.
Yeah. Okay, good job, Dmitry. Good job.
Thank you.
Emil, I believe you just joined it today, yeah? Or Emil? Emil, okay, Emil in mute. Lala? Were you on the previous lesson? No? Okay. Marina and Slav. Any one of you has any question?
Hi, my name is Marina.
Hi.
Yeah, I don't have any questions now.
That's good. Okay, that's good. And Slav, last but not in the least.
Yeah, everything is pretty much straightforward, and so I have no question about the variables and data types. So I was taking some Java classes before. It's pretty much the same stuff, but different syntaxes, I believe.
Oh, cool. We have a lot of experience with guys
in this actually course. I didn't have a lot of experience, but just kind of some basic stuff.
But anyway, you told correctly. Everything is almost the same. Just syntax is a bit different, but yeah, logical is the same. Okay, so let's get started. Our today's topic. Our today's topic is function. So let me share my screen. Just share. Come on. Probably I will need to rejoin to the conference because I didn't give access to my screen to Zoom. Okay, 1 second. I will rejoin in 5 seconds. Okay, I'm back. One. Can you see my screen? Guys? Yeah,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
Cool. So it is JSBean. I believe you know what is it. It is like a sandbox for JavaScript where new people in JavaScript can practice, or who already work in this sphere can try their ideas before implemented in the real code. So like really sandbox for development. And yeah, so our today's topic is function. So when we talk about variable, we thought that it is storage where we can save some information like some data types, etc. But functions, it is let's start. Yeah, what is function? Function is functions. So functions, it is group of reusable code which can be called anywhere, everywhere, yeah, and as many times as we need to call it. Other saying, so we can also say that function, it is set of actions which should be done. So I'll give some example and it will be more understandable. What is it, why we need it, etc. Okay, let's write what is function before, and function is a group of code, of reusable code which can be called anywhere in your program. So why we need this function? So let's imagine that we want to, let's start with examples, because yeah, programming is pretty straightforward if you have good examples. So let's imagine that we need to buy something. We got salary and we want to buy something new for yourself, yeah. And in this case, what we need to do first. First step, what we need to do, we have to go to some store, to some market, yeah. So first step in our buying, it is go to store. So it is first what we need to do if we want to buy something. Second step will be like we need to find what we want to buy. So we need to find it, find something. And third step will be buy it. Yeah, buy something. So if we will run it, we will see 3 steps: go to store, find something, buy something. But what if in 1 month later you will get another salary, yeah, and you again want to buy something, and that means you need to repeat all these 3 steps, like console.log 1 month later, and we need to just see it, and we need to repeat all these steps again. Oops, clear. So we bought something, and 1 month later we bought something again. And if you will need to buy in if you will need to buy in next month something new, you will need to repeat these 3 steps every time. And we can see that our code becomes like just copy paste, and it is not really good practice, because when we say that I'm going to buy something, that means that we want that we're going to do all these steps, but we don't say it. We don't say I'm going to go in the store, I'm going to go in and find something, I'm going to buy something. Yeah, we just say I'm going to buy something for myself. And it is main idea of function. We can put all actions in some function and just call it as many times as we need. So for example, here, I can put these 3 actions in some function. Let's do it. Let's create function. So how function can be created? Function can be created by using keyword function. So by using analogy with variable, we use keyword. So for variable, it were var, const, and let. Var is legacy already, but yeah, let const. But for function, only one keyword. It is function. After it, we have to write some name of this function, and name of function should follow the same rules as name of variable. So could somebody says me which rules we should follow when we create name of variable? Let's Marina. Okay.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that. It can be letters. It should start from a letter, as I remember, and then it can go numbers. And signs, as I know.
Yeah, from the signs, we can use only 2 signs. It is underscore and $sign.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, function name should follow the variables naming rules. Okay. Yeah, so name, let's name it like okay, test function. So usually we will give some name for function. We will try to give name to function by this way. No, sorry. So when we want to give name to function, this name should show what this function will do for us. For example, in our case, our function will have name buy, because by using this function, I'm gonna to buy something, correct? So this function will have name buy. And now I can put everything in just in this function. So again, structure of function. It is keyword function. After it, name of this function. After name, we should put round bracers, and in these round bracers, we will put parameters or argument, but we will talk about it a bit later, maybe in 10-15 minutes. And after round bracers, we have curly bracers, and in these curly bracers, we write our code. We write actually our actions, which should be done by using this function. So for me, it is go to store, find something, and buy something. And now I don't need to copy this code a million times. I can just call buy, and 2 months later, again buy. And we will see that all our actions just are repeated. So, and our code now much cleaner than before. So function allows us to not repeat yourself. It allows us to save a lot of code lines and keep our code clean as possible. Yeah. So function allows us to not repeat ourselves. So yeah, it is first reason why we need to why we have to use function instead of just hard code and copy paste like we did it before. Second reason why we need to use, so everything is clear here at this moment. If you have any question, you can easily interrupt me and ask. Okay, everything is clear, cool. Second reason why we need to use function, because function, it is not only a group of code which can be reused and repeated. Its function also can be used as template. For example, like the same actions, but with different initial values, with different subject of our action. So next example, for example, we know what we want to buy exactly. For example, I want to buy new laptop. So I can provide product. Okay, we can provide some argument in our round braces. That means all our actions will be done with this argument, with this with this parameter. And how we can use it? So first action will be not change it, but second action I can change now, like find and plus find plus product. So I want to find exactly this product which I planned to buy, and after it I want to buy this product. Now everything what I will send in this function as parameter, as product, will be shown in my steps. So that means if I will call here by laptop, by phone, and third by okay, car. Let's car. If I will run it, we will see the same actions, but with different subjects of this action. So that means we do the same steps, but we buy different things every time. First time we bought laptop, we went to the store, we found laptop and we bought laptop. 1 month later, we went to the store, we found phone and we bought phone. And 2 months later, we did absolutely same things, but with the car, and we bought car. So that means function, it is like template of actions which should be done with some initial values, with some object, or without it, because we also can provide nothing. And we will see that, that our function will work by the same way, but we can define, because we provided nothing. So our function doesn't know exactly what we want to buy. Okay, everything is clear here. Okay.
Question.
Yep.
I noticed in your console log under the function, you don't have product in quotations. Is that because that's part of your argument and you don't put those in quotes?
Yeah, good question. Arguments, it is like variable. So when we write here name of our argument, that means it is absolutely same like we did before. Let product equal laptop. But when we talk about argument, we create this variable. So product, it is variable, and it always will be different. It depends on which argument we provide in our function when we call it, because it is function definition. It is function calling, like we call function. And when we call function, we provide exact value of this argument, like, and that means instead of this variable product, will be put it laptop here and laptop here. So product argument works by the same way as variable from the previous lesson. So yeah, we don't write quotes here. Did I answer the question?
Yeah, I just was confused because you had the, what is it, the laptop and then phone in the second and third, and then car. But you're basically saying that's being defined by the argument, basically, which kind of is similar to the variable.
Yeah. So when we define our function, we create name of this function, and after it, in round braces, we write names of arguments, not exact value of this arguments, but we write here only names of arguments, like names of variables. And when we write our actions in body of function, we write name of arguments. And that means when we will call our function, instead of these names like product, instead of these names will come some exact value. Like here I say call function by, and in round braces I put laptop value laptop. That means that my product will be equal laptop, and everywhere in my function, instead of a variable product, instead of argument product, will be put it value laptop. And we can see, go to the store, no any arguments, and here find product. But we see here find laptop because we provided laptop as argument of function. We provided laptop as product, which we want to buy. And the same with phone and car. AJ?
Yep, makes sense.
Makes sense?
Yes.
Okay. Any more questions? Guys? Okay, somebody. Nope. Okay, cool. So in this case, let somebody of you will create some function. Did someone follow me? No. Dmitry, maybe you.
Yeah, I did follow you actually, but still kind of struggling. I mean, I can try, but I'm not sure if I'm ready.
Not sure if you're ready. Let's try it again. I believe it's not so hard as you think.
Sure.
Yeah, share your screen and
Okay.
how I can stop my sharing. Oh. Are you able to share screen or?
No, it's actually gave me an error. And I remember first time when we had lessons with Arthur, I was just able to just hop on just like that, you know, even though his screen was on, it just, you know, I just stalled his screen. And right now it's just give me a warning that I cannot share it because somebody else sharing.
Okay, okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
somebody else want to try, see if it's gonna work.
No, I think it will not work for them as well. Here, yeah, I found it. Okay, yeah, now let's try. I stopped my sharing, so try now.
Same. Yeah, it says you cannot start screen share while the other
And now,
participant is sharing.
last try. I'm playing with settings.
Okay, yeah, it says this will stop other screen sharing. Do you want to continue? Let's try yes. Okay,
Okay, cool.
let me see. Is it mine? Okay, yeah, sure. Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so let's remove it down then.
Mhm. Cool.
Okay.
Okay. Let's create function which so some simple function which will say hello to somebody. So let's
we're using function. We're gonna name it, right? We're gonna give it a name,
yeah,
which is let's say greetings.
Greetings. Sounds good.
Okay, so now open round brackets.
Bracer. Yeah.
And also I need curly ones, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So in round, okay, let's start from action. So this function should just console log something like hello here.
And do I use console log inside of the what is it? Round brackets?
Not inside of curly braces.
Yeah, okay, that's
yeah, like
okay.
Curly braces, it is body of your function. Yeah, all actions here. So just hello, and let's check if it is works.
Okay.
Hello. Okay. Yeah, it will not work because we just defined this function. Now we need to call it. Like we call function just by writing name of this function and round braces. Like I did here. Annotate. Oh, okay.
So
like here
in round
so it
okay.
Yeah, just name of function and round braces after declaration. No, so here we did declaration and you also did declaration here. So now we need to call it after declaration.
Okay, so I'll type in like greetings again.
Yes, greetings again.
And I'm gonna assign a name, which is
round. No? You can can skip name for now because as we can see, you don't have any arguments in your function yet. So we can skip name for now and just empty round braces. Yeah, and try to run. So now we should see hello in the console.
Okay.
Yeah, hello. So now we want to add some name. So to add some name to our function, we need to add it as argument. So first, we need to add name here. Like, so it is just name of argument. You can call it name, just name, because it is just name of argument. And now we need to add. Okay.
Just a little note for myself.
Yeah, and now we need to use this argument somewhere. For example, we can add it to our word hello. And yeah.
So
you can use plus like I did here.
And just add okay.
Yeah, plus and your great.
Shall I run?
If you will run, you will get hello undefined because you called your function without any name. So here, when you call it, you need to provide some person name like Dmitry. Yeah. But so here it was name of argument, like name of variable, but here it should be string because it is already value, like exact value, which you will use. So it should be string, exactly. And now try to call. Hello,
Okay, hold
Dmitry.
on. Let's
You
space it
can
up.
add, not here, yeah, here, yeah. Cool. Hello, Dmitry. Yeah, nice, great job.
Thank you.
Okay, let me take screen back, continue, and yes, sure. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So cool. I'm sorry for these balloons. Yesterday, yesterday was my daughter's birthday, so yeah. Anybody has questions about function, how to declare function, what is argument, how to use function with arguments?
Can I ask, and maybe this is premature, but how would this sort of play with the data types and variables at this point in terms of combining those three areas?
Sorry, I'm not sure that they got question.
So
Could you repeat, please? Yeah.
Yeah, if you're writing a script or something of that nature, where would your function live within writing variables or data types? Does that make sense?
Yes. So yeah, that makes sense. So usually you will write everything in different or in one document, and usually variables and function will be in the same document, in the same environment, and know how to say. And yeah, it is like they add each other. Yeah, like it is not something cool. If we have variables, we should not have function, and reverse. Yep, they both add each other. So we should use in our code and variables and functions, but it is variables we use for storing some data, for reusing it, but function we use for storing some actions, not data, but we use it for storing some actions and for repeating these actions. For example, if I have a variable const, I don't know, first name, Sergey, yeah, I will be able to reuse this name a lot of times everywhere, like console.log first name. So I will not write everywhere. I will not write everywhere Sergey. I will just use my variable first name. But if I need to repeat some action, I cannot use variable first name. I cannot put here some action. So here I show you actions like console log, go to store, go to find something, like just strings. But in real work, you will use some math operators here, or some real actions with data. For example, yeah, good point to. Sorry, you want to say something?
Oh no, I was just listening. No? Yeah.
Okay, good point to show you some math example here before we continue. For example, if you want to find area of some square, yeah, like everyone know how to find area of square. We need to we need to side of this square multiply by side of this square, like or squared side of this square. Sorry, draw.com, start drawing. So we have some square, and let's imagine that length of side is A, and to find area, we need to A multiply A, correct? So here we also can use function. Function square area and A is length of side, or we can write length of side. And to find area, console.log area is, we can use some math operators like multiply. So we can use length of side multiply length of side. So now we have function which calculate square area, and if I will call it square area, for example, with length 5, I will get area of square with sides 5. Yeah, like area is 25. So if length of one side in this square 5, area will be equal to 25. And so that means in function we store some actions, some operations with our data, and we can just provide in this function some different data, but actions which should be done with this data will be the same. So like argument, it is data which is provided in our function, and we can see that action will be always the same, and result will be dependent only on argument which was provided. If I provided 5, I did the same, I will get 25. If I will provide 6, I will get 36. So in fact, our result is different, but actions were the same. It was just multiplying one side on another side. But because initial values were different, arguments were different, we got different results by using the same actions. So in function, we store just same actions. Did I answer the question or not really?
Yeah, no, this, yeah, that's clear.
It's clear. Okay. Any other questions? No? Okay, let's continue in this case, and so let's return to our function by. So we have function with only one argument, but function can accept not only one argument, but to be honest, I don't know how many arguments can accept function, but usually you will use not more than 4 arguments in one function. So let's see how works function with 2 arguments. Person. I will add one more argument, person, here. Yeah, questions? Why no more than 4? I thought usually no more than 4, because it's just from my experience. I almost didn't use functions with arguments which has arguments more than 4, because it is too much. You need to, I would say, you need to think a lot of these arguments. You need to use all these arguments. It covers more or less everything we need. Yeah, I think maximum number of arguments which can be accepted is 256, but I'm not sure, to be honest, because I had never used more than 4 or 5. Yeah, you just don't need it in your work. You don't need to write too difficult functions, because you need to keep your code simple as possible. So it will usually just simple function with 1, 2, maybe 3 arguments, sometimes 4, but usually no more. Yeah. So how we can use 2 arguments here? By the same way, we wrote names of these arguments. So first argument will be person, second is product, and now we can use it like person goes. It's going to the store. Second one, person, I need more space, finds product, and person buys this product. And now we can call this function. And what we should remember, that our arguments should be provided in the same order how they were defined. So that means if in my function I define it that first argument will be persons, that means here I should write first argument should be some name of this person, for example, Sergey, and after it laptop. Why? Because if I will write it here in wrong order, like here, I hope I wrote correctly. If here I will write in wrong order, my function will think that person is phone and product is Dmitry. And if we will run it, we will see Sergey is going to the store, Sergey finds laptop, Sergey buys laptop. But for Dmitry, it will be incorrect, because phone is going to the store, phone finds Dmitry, and phone buys Dmitry. Sorry, Dmitry. But yeah, we always should follow this order, which was defined when we created these functions. So if here I define it that my first argument is person, that means first argument should be person, and next one is phone. So just remember that order is important. So it is how we can use functions with 2 or more arguments. So and next will be the same. If we want to add 1 more argument, we can add count, and we can add here some count if we want. Like going to the store, finds count plus, and sorry, count plus, and here I will put 1. Here I will put 2, and find 2 fonts. But it is not really matter here. Going to the store, finds 1 laptop, buys 1 laptop, and the same for fonts. 2 fonts, 2 fonts. Okay, any questions here?
Yeah, I noticed in the second and third, when you added a count, you have double quotations there with nothing in those quotes. So it's count plus.
Yeah.
And can you explain again why that's the case?
It is just space, because if I will delete it, it will be like 1 laptop and 2 fonts without space between them.
Oh, I see. So it creates some space in the.
I created just space between these 2 words, because we can see that product is just word and 1 is just number, but we don't have spaces here. So if we will concatenate these 2 words together, we will get like 2 fonts, but without spaces between them.
So is there a reason why? Okay, so you've got quotes around finds, but but you have double quotes after count. So is there a reason why finds doesn't butt up against 2? Because you don't have a double quote.
I have on everywhere just simple quotes. It's simple quotes. It's not double quotes. I can write here something and you can see that it is simple quotes, but I just wrote here 1 space between these 2 quotes.
Oh, I see. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, like in JavaScript, doesn't matter you use single quotes or double quotes, it will work. It will work the same. So yeah, like we use here double quotes, and yeah, it will work the same way. So yeah, in JavaScript doesn't matter which quotes do you use, but try to keep the same pattern. If you use single quotes, you use single quotes everywhere. If you use double quotes, you use double quotes everywhere. It's like, yeah, small rule. Any more questions? Okay, AJ, maybe you want to try to write function?
Sure.
Perfect.
How it goes.
Okay, share your screen.
Yeah. I just brought up the site, jsbin.com. Is that okay?
Yeah, jsbin.com.
Can you see my screen?
Yes. Cool. Okay, let's start from something simple. Let's create some function like have snack. We have to go to the table, take some snack from the table, and eat snack. So let's create function for this action. Yeah, we can call it have snack. Snack. Yeah. So first, after round bracers, we have to write curly bracers, and in curly bracers we will write body of our function, actually our actions. So here we need to describe our actions. I believe first step will be go to the table. Like you can So that one. Round brackets, bracers. Yeah, and here, so here go to the table should be string, so it should be in the quotes. Yeah. Go to the table. Okay, perfect. Next step is take snack from the table. Does anybody have the same problem? I can see AJ's screen. Anatoly, try to small. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I can extend. I can extend.
Yeah, could you extend, please? Try to click Control and plus. Or Command and plus if it is marked.
Yeah.
No. Should be zoom. Okay, yeah. Try to zoom in a bit.
Better?
Anatoly, now it's better?
A little bit, yeah, thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Let's continue. And yeah, third step is yeah, eat snack. Okay, cool. Now try to call this function without arguments because we didn't provide it. We didn't define any arguments, so we can call it without arguments. Now to call function, we need to write after declaration. So it is declaration. Click enter here. I think it is argue on your syntax. Yeah, that's okay. Now after declaration, you can go away from this function, like outside of this function. Yeah, cool. Click enter, and here we need to call this function. To call function, we need to write name of this function and round braces. Okay. Cool. So now try to run our code. Perfect. So we can see that our function is running. So now we can add some arguments to this function. So let's create argument, define argument in our function. Yeah, and so food, like some food, I don't know which name we will provide for our argument food. No, here should be like name of variable without quotes. It is not value, it is name of variable, name of argument. So it should be without quotes, and yeah, any name for argument which you want. Food, cool. And now let's add this food to our actions. Like instead of take snack from the table, let's write take this food, like food from the table. So we need to, yeah, put quotes here. Yeah, plus. Instead of snack, we need to write food. Perfect. Again, plus. And again, quote. Cool. You wanted to add space here, or? A lot of quotes. Try to remove this try to remove these quotes.
Oh, I thought it was
extra. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. And also we need to add food instead of this snack. Yeah, exactly. We need plus between it and our argument. Okay, cool. And now try to provide some argument here. Jelly beans, cool. But so one more time, here is name of variable and it is without quotes. Here is actually value. And if you provide some text here, like jelly beans, it should be with quotes. Only if it is Boolean or number, it will be without quotes. But yeah, in our case, we provide text, so it should be in quotes. Yeah, when we define our function, it should be name of argument without quotes. When we call our function, it should be with quotes. Okay, let's run. Go to the table, take jelly beans from the table. Yeah, we need to add some spaces. You can add space after take, like take. Yeah, cool. But not empty quotes, it should be space between them. Just put cursor and click space. Yeah. Plus, and I believe on the second line after food, we have to add space as well. Yeah.
Right.
Great job. Cool. And let's add one more argument, like person who will eat it, who will have snake. Yeah. So first thing, AJ, are you here?
Yep.
So let's add one more argument to our function. So it will be some person who will have snack, who will eat. It doesn't matter to where you put this argument. It can be first argument or it can be second argument. So up to you. Yeah. Not plus. All arguments are defined through the comma. So one argument, comma, second argument, comma, third argument. Yeah, cool. I believe we need to add quote here before go. Cool. And quote, and here as well. Before take, yeah. Cool. Perfect. Let's try. Let's provide the arguments. James Bond, cool. So look, you use it here, double quotes, here simple quotes, here again double quotes. Okay, and probably we need to, yeah, perfect. So now James Bond and some another snake. French fry. Okay, cool. Click clear probably before, because we have a lot of click clear and run again. So to see clearly what we did. Okay, cool. Now we have two functions like James Bond table, take jelly beans and eat jelly beans. And again, go to the table, take French fries and eat French fries. Cool, great job. Thanks, AJ. Thank you. Good job.
You, that was fun. Thank you.
Cool. Anyone else wants to try? I have one more. No? Come on, guys. Okay, anyway, you will try it during your homework, yeah, because I will prepare similar task for you. Okay, so in this case, if nobody has any questions to me, we can end up quickly.
I have one last question.
Sure.
I remember in our last lesson, the
Mhm.
const variable.
Yeah.
So const variable, I'm just looking at my notes here, was something where it was consistent, right? That it would be, if you
cannot be changed.
You don't have to change it.
Yeah.
My question is, what is the primary difference between using a variable like that and looking at a function that also has some consistency? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like if
So let's start from the variable. So main rule when you choose which variable you want to use, let or const, you have to think, will you change it during your code in the future? Because sometimes on the same code will work few developers, few QA automation engineers, and when you create variable, if you guess or if you want to this variable will not be changed in the future. So your logic is, I want to create this variable like.
So let me ask you, like the example I was just doing, the James Bond name, right? So
okay,
if that is a string, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to use that name consistently throughout my entire, whatever it might be, my program.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll use a const variable for that. Is that
exactly
correct? But if let's say I want to use James Bond and Mickey Mouse and Michael Jordan, then in that case it would be a var variable. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So if you know that you don't want to change this variable and you want to this variable will not be changed by another person or some developer, automation engineer, so you make it const, and people will not be able to change this variable in the future. Only if they will correct your code, but they will not do it. Okay. They will ask you probably before if they see that it is const and should not be changed. Probably they will ask you. So to be honest, when I was QA automation engineer, I mostly used LED because it was not really important. It was pretty simple, pretty straightforward scenarios, and almost everywhere I used LED variable. But when I started to work as developer, we create some data, some functions, some I don't know, some components, and we don't want to change it in the future. So we make it constant. As developer, I use const more than let, but when I was QA automation engineer, and I believe you are going to be QA automation engineer, you will use let mostly probably, because because it is not really big difference. So yeah, but always when you create variable, you should think if I will change it, I will create let. With functions, very similar situation. Like, oops, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen? Yeah. So your example with James Bond. So if I'm sure that I will use this function only for James Bond, that means I don't need person here, because I know that here only James Bond will buy something. So I can just remove this argument because I don't need it, and James Bond. I will change my name of my function, that it will be easy to understand that only James Bond buy here something, not any person, but only James Bond. And I will add James even by another way. I will create const variable, const person. I will create const variable inside of my function, and I will give name here James Bond. And now you see that I don't provide any name to this function. I provide only product and count of products, but only James Bond will buy something. So I can remove here name. I can remove here name, and change name. So because I will leave it, if I will leave it as just buy, it will be not understandable. It will be not clear that here only James Bond and nobody else. So, but if I will write it right in my name of variable, it will be clear. So if I will run it, we can see that in every action we use James Bond, because I created it as const variable inside of my function. So yeah, you can create variables outside of function, you can create it inside of function. And if you know that you have something constant, some permanent in your function, which will not be changed, you can create it and use it by, and you know that you will reuse it few times. Like here, I know that I have some person James Bond, and I will reuse it few times in my function, but this value will be not changed. It will always be James Bond. So I can create constant variable and just reuse it, person, person, person. Is it clear?
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Any more questions? Can you use multiply constant in the same code if they all have different values, like with lets? Yes, you can, but you cannot use the same name of this variable. So let me show again. Actually, yeah, let comment this code, and yeah, you can use const. I don't know. First name James, const last name Bond, and you don't have any problems. You have two variables, James and Bond. You can console.log. I'm sorry. First name plus space plus last name, and boom. So yeah. Third rule, always copy name of variables. Never type it as I did, because you will have a lot of mistakes and you will have a lot of errors. So if you create a variable, just copy it and pass this variable. Don't type it manually, because it is main reason of most of errors in the development. Okay, James Bond, but if you will use the same name, you will get error because first name already declared. You cannot use the same name of variable. So name of variables should be always different. Yeah. But same with let. Yes, same with let. If you will use the same name of variable, if you will try to declare same, yes, you cannot use it twice, but you can change it, like first name console log. You cannot use it twice. You cannot declare it twice because you will get error, like run error. But if you will try to reassign new value in this variable, constant share, no, they cannot. So here we see that first name was declared as James, but after it we changed it to Bond. If we will try to make the same for const, we will get error because assignment to constant variable is not possible. And let first name will give us error as well, because const let doesn't matter, it is still variable, and we cannot have two variables, more than one variables with the same name. So it always should be unique name for variable. Any more questions? So in this case, I believe that's it from my side for today. Thank you everyone for participation, for activity. Yeah.
Can I just ask really quick, the automation course is on Tuesday, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you will need some knowledge from JavaScript, maybe not a lot for this free course, but in the future, yeah, you need to have knowledge of JavaScript to write automation in the future. Yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you. Have a great rest of the day. I will post your homework. Yeah, good luck on automation course. And yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.